Welcome to the C Files, folks. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video, tell others about it. If you want to get in your Bibles, you can open it up to Nehemiah chapter 12. And for those who are tired of looking at a screen of a video, which I get tired of doing, you can just listen in. But I hope this is a blessing to you. We're going to be in Nehemiah. Remember that Nehemiah came out of captivity and has gone back into the land, fulfilling the only land promise God made to Israel. There was no other land promises after this fulfillment of this land promise that God made. And so Ezra was able to reestablish the temple in Jerusalem. And Nehemiah was able to rebuild the wall. And that's what Nehemiah was all about, was the rebuilding of the wall of Jerusalem. Once they turned back to the Lord and came back into the land. And so he's going to go run through who's doing what in inside the city in chapter 12. And so we're going to take a look at chapter 12. It talks about the priest and the Levites. It talks about Nehemiah dedicating the wall. It talks about the temple responsibilities. So let's get started because there's a lot of names that I'm going to have to go through on this. But look, this is better than anything else you could be doing right now, listening to the word of God. Now, these are the priests and Levites who came up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, Ezra, Amariah, Maluch, Tahish, Sheshaniah, Rehum, Meremoth, Iddo, Ginnathoi, Abijah, Mijamin, Maadiah, Bilgah, Shemaiah, Jaarib, Jedediah, Salu, Emach, Hilkiah, and Zedediah. These were the heads of the priests and their brethren in the days of Jeshua. Moreover, the Levites were Jeshua, Benui, Kedemiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Medaniah, who led the thanksgiving psalms, and he and his brethren. Also, Bakbukiah and Unai, their brethren, stood across from them in their duties. Jeshua begat Joachim. Joachim begat Eliashib. Eliashib begat Jehoiada. Jehoiada begat Jonathan, and Jonathan begat Jaddua. Now, in the days of Joachim the priest, the heads of the fathers' houses were of Shariah, Meriah, of Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra, Meshullam, of Amariah, Jehohanan, of Melashu, Jonathan, of Shebaniah, Joseph, of Harim, Adnah, of Merioth, Helkai, of Iddo, Zechariah, of Ginnathon, Meshullam, of Abijah, Zichri, the son of Minjaman, of Moadiah, Piltai, of Bilgah, Shemua, of Shemaiah, Jehonathan, of Joarib, Medani, of Jediah, Uzai, of Salai, Kalai, of Emach, Eber, of Hilkiah, Heshabiah, of Jediah, Nathanael. During the reign of Darius the Persian, a record was also kept of the Levites and priests who had been heads of their fathers' houses in the days of Eliashib, Joada, Johanan, and Jaddua, the sons of Levi, the heads of the fathers' houses until the days of Johanan, the son of Eliashib, were written in the book of the Chronicles. And the heads of the Levites were Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua, the son of Kedemiah, with their brothers across from them, to praise and give thanks, group alternating with group, according to the command of David, the man of God. Medaniah, Bukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Achab were gatekeepers, keeping the watch at the storerooms of the gates. These lived in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and of Ezra, the priest, the scribe. Now, at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought out the Levites in all their places to bring them to Jerusalem to celebrate the dedication with gladness, both with thanksgivings and singing, with cymbals and stringed instruments and harps. And the sons of the singers gathered together from the country. I'm sorry. And the sons of the singers gathered together from the countryside toward around Jerusalem, from the villages of the Netophathites, from the house of Gilgal, and from the fields of Gibeah and Asmaveth, from the singers, for the singers had built themselves villages all around Jerusalem. Then the priests and Levites purified themselves and purified the people, the gates, and the wall. So I brought the leaders of Judah up on the wall and appointed two large thanksgiving choirs. One went to the right hand on the wall toward the refuse gate. After them went Hosahiah and half of the leaders of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemaiah, Jeremiah, and some of the priest's sons with trumpets. Zechariah, the son of Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah, the son of Methaniah, and the son of Mishiah, the son of Zakur, the son of Asaph, and his brethren, Shemaiah, Azarel, Melalai, Gilalai, Maai, Nathaniel, Judah, and Hanani, with the musical instruments of David, the man of God. And Ezra the scribe went before them by the fountain gate in front of them. They went up the stairs of the city of David on the stairway of the wall, beyond the house of David, as far as the water gate eastward. The other Thanksgiving choir went the opposite way, and I was behind them with half of the people on the wall, going past the tower of the ovens as far as the broad wall. And above the gate of Ephraim, above the old gate, above the fish gate, the tower of Hananel, the tower of the 100, as far as the sheep gate, and they stopped by the gate of the prison. So the two Thanksgiving choirs stood in the house of God, likewise I and the half of the rulers with me, and the priest, Eliakim, Mashaiah, Benjamin, Mishiah, Elianai, Zechariah and Hananiah with trumpets. Also Messiah, Shemaiah, Eleazar, Uzai, Jehohanan, Malchijah, Elam, and Ezra. The singers sang loudly with Jezariah, the director. Also that day they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced, for God had made them rejoice with great joy. The women and the children also rejoiced, so that the joy of Jerusalem was heard afar off. And at the same time, some were appointed over the rooms of the storehouse for the offerings, the firstfruits, and the tithes, to gather into them from the fields of the cities the portion specified by the law for the priest and the Levites. For Judah rejoiced over the priest and Levites who ministered, both both the singers and the gatekeepers kept the charge of their God and the charge of the purification, according to the commandment of David and Solomon his son. For in the days of David and Asaph of old, there were chiefs of the singers, and songs of praise and thanksgiving to God. In the days of Zerubbabel, in the days of Nehemiah, all Israel gave the portions for the singers and the gatekeepers, a portion for each day. They also consecrated holy things for the Levites, and the Levites consecrated them for the children of Aaron. They were doing things according to the law of Moses, and they were doing things according to what's called the ceremonial law. And so they were preparing to give God praise and worship. And next time we're in Nehemiah, we'll be in the last chapter, which is chapter 13, and that'll talk about principles of separation and the reforms that Nehemiah made. All right, let's jump into Psalm 119 as we have been trying to work our way through Psalm 119. I think the last time we were in Yod. This time we'll be in Kaf, and that's verses 81 through 88. My soul faints for your salvation, and I hope in your word. Wow, his soul faints for the Lord's salvation. That's a severe longing, folks. He says, my eyes fell from searching your word, saying, when will you comfort me? You know, it's interesting because it is in the hard times that we search God's word, isn't it? For I have become like a wineskin in smoke, yet I do not forget your statutes. How many are the days of your servant? When will you execute judgment on those who persecute me? The proud have dug pits for me, which is not according to your law. All your commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help me. They almost made an end of me on the earth. But I did not forsake your precepts. Revive me according to your loving kindness, so that I may keep the testimony of your mouth. And that was Kaf. All right, we're going to go to Proverbs. Now, I need to plug this computer in for just a moment. So if you just please bear with me, I got to get the plug and get it in there. Oh, that's not going to. Okay. I think it I think it'll last through Proverbs and then I'll set it up. I think everything's downstairs. So, all right, let's continue on. This is kind of informal. We are in Proverbs 23 today. And let's go through this, and I'll keep an eye on the battery on this computer. All right. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, consider carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat. If you are a man given to appetite, do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Do not overwork to be rich because of your own understanding. Be, yeah, that's how it's written. Okay. Do not overwork to be rich. Because of your own understanding, cease. Will you set your eyes on that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle toward heaven. Yeah, the things of this world are fleeting. Do not eat the bread of a miser, nor desire his delicacies. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. And there's that famous word, so as he thinks in his heart, so is he. It's talking specifically about a miser, a very selfish, stingy person. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. So this is, he's entrapping, right? He's setting you up. He wants to bring you in and wine and dine you and be nice to you because he wants to get something out of you, right? The morsel you have eaten, you will vomit up and waste your pleasant words. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Do not remove the ancient landmark, nor enter the fields of the fatherless, for their redemption is mighty. He will plead their cause against you. One thing that we have done in well, during the times I'm here on earth is that we have moved the landmark, or we have removed the landmark, the old landmark. And what does that mean? We have taken the foundational principles that God has given us concerning humanity, concerning marriage, concerning society, concerning government, concerning a lot of things. And we have tossed them. Many people have tossed them. Not everybody, unfortunately, not everybody, but many people have tossed them and tried something new that they wanted, and it always ends in failure when you do that. You don't want to lose, you don't want to move the old landmark or remove it. It's there for a reason. The reason, you if you come across a landmark, some somebody didn't just put that up just for the fun of it. There was a reason and a purpose behind it. You don't want to be messing with it. And the same is true with the principles of society, right? Principles of marriage, principles of having children and raising them, principles of handling money, things of that nature. Do not remove the ancient landmark, nor enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty, and he will plead their cause against you. Apply your heart to instruction, and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold correction from a child, for if you beat him with a rod, he will not die. You shall beat him with a rod and deliver his soul from hell. When it says beat with a rod, remember this is talking about a shepherd, someone who's driving animals like sheep, could even be used for cattle, things like that. And the child misbehaves and he takes the rod that he's out in the field with and he just whacks him. Hey, straighten up. That's what that's really what it's talking about. It's not talking about abuse. My soul, sorry, try it again. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart will rejoice indeed. I myself. Yes, my inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak right things. Do not let your heart envy sinners. Be, be zealous for the fear of the Lord all the day. For surely there is a hereafter, and your hope will not be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way. Do not mix with wine bibbers, or with gluttonous eaters of meat, for the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness will clothe the man with rags. Listen to your father who begot you, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it, also wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice, and he who begets a wise child will delight in him. Let your father and your mother be glad, and let her who bore you rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes observe my ways. For a harlot, a prostitute, is a deep pit, and a seductress is a narrow well. She also lies in wait as for a victim, and increases the unfaithful among men. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has complaints? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who linger long at the wine. Those who go in search of mixed wine. Do not look on the wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, and when it swirls around smoothly. At the last, it bites like a serpent and stings like a viper. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart will utter perverse things. Yes, you will be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, or like one who lies at the top of the mast, saying, they have struck me, but I was not hurt. They have beaten me, but I did not feel it. When shall I awake, that I may seek another drink? And that was Proverbs chapter 23. And I'm going to leave it here at 22 minutes. Actually, if I have 22 minutes, I usually go to 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do 24, Proverbs 24, since we fell a little bit behind. Do not be envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them, for their heart devises violence, and their lips talk of troublemaking. Through wisdom, a house is built, and by understanding, it is established. By knowledge, the rooms are filled, and with all precious and pleasant riches. When it talks about understanding and knowledge, it is not talking about a secular education. It is not talking about academic secular education. That is not what it's talking about. It's talking about the knowledge of God, the understanding of the Almighty, and the wisdom that He brings. A wise man is strong. Yes, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel you will wage your own war. And in a multitude of counselors there is safety. Wisdom is too lofty for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. Now, the gate was where all the city officials and the elders gathered. He who plots to do evil will be called a schemer. The devising of foolishness is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to men. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Deliver those, don't faint in the same. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Nobody talks like that today. Everybody talks about being a victim. Everybody talks about being hyper, they're hypersensitive or they're, everything, every little thing is a crisis. Don't be like that. Let the Lord build you up. Deliver those who are drawn toward death and hold back those stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, surely we did not know this, does not he who weighs the hearts consider it? He who keeps your soul does not know it? And will he not render to each man according to his deeds? My son, eat honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to your taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be to your soul. If you have found it, there is a prospect, and your hope will not be cut off. Do not lie in wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Do not plunder his resting place, for a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. It's hard to take down a righteous man. Do not rejoice when your enemy fails. I'm sorry. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the wicked, for there will be no prospect of the evil man. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. My son, fear the Lord and the king. Do not associate with those given to change, for their calamity will rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin those two can bring. These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to show partiality in judgment. He who says to the wicked, you are righteous, him the people will curse. Nations will abhor him. And those who rebuke the wicked will have delight, and a good blessing will come upon them. He who gives a right answer kisses the lips. Prepare your outside work. Make it fit for yourself in the field, and afterward build your house. Do not be a witness against your neighbor without cause. For would you deceive with your lips? Do not say, I will do to him just as he has done to me. I will render to the man according to his work. I went to the field of the lazy man, and by the vineyard of the man devoid of understanding, and there it was, all overgrown with thorns. Its surface was covered with nettles. Its stone wall was broken down. When I saw it, I considered it well. I looked on it and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. So shall your poverty come like a prowler, and your need like an armed man. And that was Proverbs 24. A lot in there, huh? About being lazy and then not doing well because you're lazy. Um, a number of other things. So anyway, pay attention closely to the words and go back and listen to the words again. There's so much wisdom here that we just, I mean, in our generation, our society, we are so unwise many times. So much wisdom there that we completely miss, we ignore, we don't pay attention to it, we don't read it, we don't spend time trying to learn it, we don't spend time trying to apply it, and we suffer the consequences as a result. All right. Next time we'll be in Jeremiah and then jump into the New Testament. God bless. I'll see you next time here on the C Files.